Welcome to my channel, I'm Tristan Durand and this is my wrecked Yamaha R1. We worked a whole lot on the engine on previous videos and it's all ready to go back on the frame. The problem is, the frame is not ready for the engine. I do have a crack on the frame that I want to weld and my swing arm here is completely busted and needs to be replaced. I have the new one. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get ready for welding, change the swing arm and all of that in this video. Let's go. So let me show you exactly what kind of crack I'm talking about on that frame. This is right here. So let me show that. You see here, that's the kickstand mount really on the frame. And you can tell that, or maybe just the kickstand, during the impact, really impacted on the curb or whatever was on the ground. And so I have that big crack right here. It goes from here. Would stop over there, right here. So it goes from here, it goes around. You can see here it's pretty open, and then it goes all the way down right here. And I would say that I'm gonna end my weld right here at this edge, but really what we can see is like the crack stops here. So to be safe, I'm gonna stop my weld here. So that's really what it looks like right now. I will not try to get that closer, try to put a strap or something or hammer it down to close that gap. I will not do that. The only reason I would do that is if I was trying to get the frame back to the original geometry of the frame. This is only changing the geometry for my kickstand. That's it. There is nothing else. The rest of the bike, the rest of the frame is not impacted by that. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my TIG welder and I'm gonna really clean with a carbide burr right here before acetone, and then I'll get on welding. Okay, and the welding is done. That was easy peasy. So much easier than with the crankcase. I surprised myself. So if that wants to focus, yes, I did from here all around behind where the crack was the biggest. That was right here. And then that's going to be the visible area. The kickstand is going to be right here. So yeah, that's what's done right here. All right, so I used a whole lot my carbide burr. as usual between welds. And I'm very happy with the finishing that I have. It's kind of rough, which is exactly what I want, so it can match the aspect of the frame. So when it's painted, it should look good. That's what I'm gonna have to do now. So I'm gonna clean the entire thing around here, and then I'm gonna tape, I'm gonna use my primer, and I'm gonna use paint, and I should be done with the frame. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so the paint looks really good right now. It is drying, but I'm not gonna do the clear coat just yet because I am using that 2K matte clear coat right here. And this is the type of clear coat that just goes bad after 48 hours when you open it. So this is a pretty small area, right? So if I just do my clear coat here, I'm gonna have a lot more in that can and it's gonna go bad. What I'm gonna do is I'll do the clear coat on the clutch cover, on the frame, and on the swing arm at the same time. So to get there, I need to prepare my swing arm. Let's have a look at it. This is the stock swing arm that came with the wreck bike. As you can see, there's a big hole in it. I will not be able to repair this one. This one is out. This is gonna go to the trash. So I got another one. It's right here. It looks good. And it's just like cosmetically, it's like scratched a little bit here. It's very superficial, nothing is very deep. I'm gonna have to sand it and paint and then use that clear coat we were talking about on the frame. I really need to clean it first though, because it is very filthy. So let's go ahead and clean now. Okay, so I did only one coat because I messed up on the swing arm. This is the day after right now, and I'm gonna show on that side right here. It looks really, really good when we look at the swing arm. That matte clear coat, I'm very impressed. I did everything with a spray can. It looks really professional. I really love the texture of it. I do have a problem on that side. Somehow I messed up. I'm not sure why, but I did mess up. So we can see some runs that I need to correct. There's a big one here. I'm really trying, again, to play with the light so we can see them right here. We can see it right there. Yeah, pretty ugly, huh? There is another one on top, but I'm gonna take the swing arm off and I'm just gonna go do some wet sanding. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'll wet sand with 800, then 1000, then 1200 or 1500. I'm just gonna make it very, very smooth. When that's corrected, I'm gonna clean it up again and I'm gonna be able to do the second coat. And I'm gonna do the same on the frame. On the frame, I did really good. There is no runs. I'm gonna inspect again just to make sure, but that's what I'm gonna have to do now. So let's go ahead and do that. So I've got a little bit of a problem. I did all my sanding and I'm gonna show right here, very close, so we can have a very good idea of what's going on. So that's right here. It is super smooth right now. We don't even feel anything anymore. It is very, very smooth. And same thing here. But now you can see I went through the clear coat to the paint. Obviously, the second you touch paint is very, very fragile. So I feel like I'm even maybe on the primer here. So, and same thing here. It looks terrible. It feels really good. Everything is very, very smooth. I don't feel anything. But the problem is we still see some of those little bubbles here. It's too close for the camera to pick up. It's gonna be blurry. Yeah, that's the best I can do here. So, that is what I have. Same thing here. It is super smooth, but still we can see a lot of those bubbles. And it's very smooth, feels really nice, but then this, you know, when you look at it, it doesn't look good. And at the end of the day, that's what we're doing right here. We're doing paint, so it's gotta look good. So I think maybe, even though I shook the can for a very long time, I really respect all of that every time. I really try to get my paint in my spray can to be really well mixed, but I feel like there was some gas, some air with the paint, with the clear coat in this case, and that's the reason why we see those right here. Even though here it's really, really smooth again, we see all those little bubbles. So I'm not gonna get those bubbles out, because if I keep sanding that, I'm gonna get to the paint and I'm gonna have a bigger problem. And that's the problem that I have now is like, okay, well, so I need to paint in those different areas and then clear coat again, and then, you know, no problem anymore because everything's very smooth. So if I paint, it's gonna be good. I don't have paint right now, so I just ordered paint and I've got the paint now, so let's go and finish. Alright, so for a spray painting job, I'm super happy with the result, especially when I do it, because I'm not a painter, I don't have much experience doing that, and I did really good, I think. The result is beautiful. So I have that layer everywhere of black metallic with a matte finish, and I'm in love with it. I love it. I had to go through a learning curve with the clear coat. The paint was very easy to use, and the pressure on that paint was the same throughout the use of the can. And by the way, I'm gonna put the link in the description of that video for everything I used, which is the paint and the clear coat. The clear coat, it's a different brand, and it's a 2K, so it's two different compartments in the can that you have to burst and then to shake. The thing is, with this one, at first the can works really well, but then very quickly when you use maybe like 50% of the can, it starts spitting, and it's disgusting. It ruins everything you've done before. So what I noticed I had to do is to stop every time I was painting with that clear coat can. I would do like 1, 2, then I would shake again, and I would go like that. So I would take my time and I would make sure that I shake the can, and that worked. When I did that, that's the result I have now. And it looks really beautiful. Before, I didn't have like so much luck with it. So I'm happy I did that. Now I know how to do it. So next time I have to do some painting, because I love matte finishes, I know I'm gonna use some matte, and I'm gonna use that 2K can. Well, I'll know how to do it, and I'll be faster and I'll have a good result. So what I want to do now is, obviously I want to put things back together. I want to have that bike together, but I can't. I really want to wait for that clear coat to cure, fully cure. I want to wait for at least a day. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wait like overnight. It's gonna really cure. It's super hot right now here, so it's gonna help, but it's gonna cure. And then when that's done, tomorrow I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna get the front end on the frame, the swing arm with the rear wheel, and I have to put everything back together, and then the engine is gonna be back on. So that's great. It's just like assembling, putting things back together is really something that I'm looking forward to. I just need to be patient and wait for that swing arm to cure and the frame, and that's what it is. So next video, I put things back together. If you want to see me putting back that Yamaha R1 back together, consider subscribing to the channel, hit the bell to get the notifications whenever I upload a new video. If you like that video, well, like the video. Meantime, I see you in the next one, and keep building.